Now say that again, Mike. I got a pen and paper this time. Say that
People,
one more
if
time.
we lose the majority in the House and this radical element of the Democrat Party were able to take over, we've already seen that movie. They will try to end the Trump administration. He won't have 4 years, he'll have only 2, because they will move to impeach him probably on the first day of the new Congress in January 2027, and they will.
I got all that written down. I got all that written down. So
That we've done for the American people.
Yes, we will. Because that man has done enough damage to this country to justify being shown the door 10 times over.
I am so glad he understands the assignment.
That we've done for the American people. So
don't threaten us with a good time. That's what we want. You're telling us that we can end Trump's administration after 2 years if we get out and vote during the midterms? He just made all the Democrats ads for them. Democrats, you don't even need to make any ads. Just play this.
We've seen already how so many MAGA Republic politicians are super afraid and scared. Some of them curating plans to exit the country just in case things don't go their way. Some have already exited because they see things are going differently. And just in the recently concluded election where we saw the BlueTsunami, sweeping over the country and Republicans losing, Speaker Michael Johnson just came out to confirm what people have already been saying and in fact giving answers to those that want to do something about change in this country, just in case you are for the revolution of changing America for the better. He just gave you the answers, and a lot of people are like, please don't give us hope of things that are not going to happen. This man is afraid that with this concluded election and what they saw, if it happens in the midterms, Trump might not finish his term. He might be impeached. And Americans are in here with different reactions to this. And I think you would actually like to hear what some of them have to say. And we will definitely come back and talk about it. But if you're landing on here for your very first time, welcome to the channel. My name is Gracie. I do appreciate all of you that support me on here. Don't forget to like, share, and let me know what you think in the comment section about this. Do you think this is really shaking the boat in the right direction?
Y'all take a look at this.
I told him this morning what we've talked about many times and what I've said here before. The president is on the ballot in 2026. President Trump is on the ballot next fall. Because if we lose the majority, if the Republicans, the common sense people here who are doing the job for the American people, if we lose the majority in the House and this radical element of the Democrat Party were able to take over, we've already seen that movie. They will try to end the Trump administration. He won't have 4 years, he'll have only 2, because they will move to impeach him probably on the first day of the new Congress in January 2027. And they will try to systematically unwind all the important reforms that we've done for the American people.
Yes, we will. Because that man has done enough damage to this country to justify being shown the door 10 times over. You are right, Mike, about one thing. Trump is on the ballot next year. But so is democracy. So is decency. So is the soul of this country. You say it like it's a warning, but to us, it's a promise. Because if he wasn't doing anything impeachable, if he wasn't breaking the law, bending the rules, or spitting in the face of the Constitution, impeachment wouldn't even be a talking point. But you're worried because you know he's done things that can't survive real scrutiny. This man has ignored court orders, defied the Constitution like it's optional, used ICE to terrorize families and deport people without due process, targeted judges, journalists, and anyone who dared to tell the truth about him. He's turned the presidency into a shield for corruption and cruelty. And while Americans struggle to pay rent, he's out here tearing down the people's house and building gold-plated ballrooms, pretending that's leadership. So no, this isn't some radical plan to unwind reforms. This is a movement to restore the rule of law, to bring back integrity, to remind this administration that America is not a monarchy. That no man, no matter how loud, no matter how rich, no matter how vengeful, is above accountability. They think this is a winning message, telling people to be afraid of democracy, afraid of oversight, and afraid of justice, but it's not. It's desperation when your whole campaign pitch is, please don't let them hold us accountable. You've already lost the moral high ground. You've already admitted that you know what's coming if you lose power. And let me make one thing clear. When we win in 2026, and we will, we're not walking in timid. We're walking in ready to investigate every abuse, every defiance, every unconstitutional act that's taken place under this regime. Ready to make sure that, yes, he only serves 2 years, because if we allow him 4, we may not have a country left afterwards. They want to scare people into silence, but that time is over. We're wide awake now. We see through the propaganda, we see through the chaos, and we're not backing down. So yeah, Mike Johnson, you are absolutely right. We're coming for accountability. We're coming for justice, and we're coming for every piece of this democracy that Trump tried to take from us. Because this time it's not about politics. It's about survival. And we're not letting this country fall without a fight.
Impeach him probably on the first day of the new Congress in January 2027, and they will.
I got all that written down. I got all that written down. So you say we could cut this show? That what you telling me, Mike? That's all I want to know. That's all I want to know. Y'all heard what he said. Y'all heard what he said, right? I got it written down, but y'all heard what he said. All right, so we can't let up on these motherfuckers. We gotta do our shit. Two, they say. You know they finna work hard. And I'm tired of them calling me radical. I ain't told shit. I ain't did. I've been at the house. Where you been at? Right. I've been at the house too. That's what I'm saying. They keep saying I'm radical. I'm not radical. I just tired of his mother. Okay, call me back.
That we've done for the American people. So
Don't threaten us with a good time. That's what we want. You're telling us that we can end Trump's administration after 2 years if we get out and vote during the midterms? He just made all the Democrats ads for them. Democrats, you don't even need to make any ads. Just play this. If you need any motivation to get up in the polls next year for your midterms, Mike Johnson just told you best. You can end Trump's administration. You don't got to wait 4 years for this to be over with. End it after 2. After 2 years, let's get them up out of here. The writing is on the wall. Donald Trump and the Republicans today are flailing. They don't know what to do. They thought that they were going to have a leg to stand back on by winning some elections yesterday so that they could feel like the American people were on their side. But the American people spoke. We are not putting up with it. Keep this momentum up going into midterms next year. Because like Mike Johnson just said, you can end it after 2 years. Mike Johnson's a fucking idiot. Donald Trump is a fucking idiot. Today has been a glorious day watching the Republicans crying and flailing after losing so terribly last night.
So after Tuesday night's glorious turnout, you know, the one where every single election that took place that night ended up with a Democratic win, right? Or it was a win for the people overall. Yeah. Mike Johnson took to wanting to warn the remaining supporters in their party that if the Democrats win the midterms for 2026, that they will impeach Donald Trump and end his administration. I'm so happy that you know exactly what's coming. But here's the thing, though. You were too busy warning the people about Donald Trump. We're coming after you, too. We're coming after all of you. You think that we're just going to get rid of Donald Trump and then his little henchmen are still going to be lingering around? No, y'all all got to get the Now, it's absolutely no surprise to me that the Republican is still playing this game of wanting to blame the left, even though it is painfully obvious at this point that everything is coming from them. Everything negative is coming from the Republican Party. However, they're trying their best to try to salvage the very few, I guess, supporters or mindless supporters that they have. You understand? So an article found on thehill.com explains how President Trump was very quick to distancing himself following the results of Tuesday night's elections, stating that he was blaming the shutdown and arguing his absence from the ballot played a part in the GOP failing to turn out voters. However, the Republicans were like, suggesting that their party did not focus enough on the issues that mattered the most, like affordability. Duh. The MAGAs wanted money. They wanted you to make the economy better. They wanted cheaper groceries. That's what they've been spewing for the longest that you were going to do. And instead, you tried to take away their snap. All they wanted was a fuck to me. And you decided to take away their snap. How do you think that was going to play out? But let us continue reading the opinions of the current view of the Republican Party, suggesting, the Republicans, that their party didn't focus enough on the issues that mattered most, like affordability, as they looked to hold on to power in Congress. They cared more about power than actually representing the people that supported them. And now they're all getting kicked out of Congress. They're all losing their seats. And now everybody's fucking shaking in their boots because they don't know. They don't know if they're next. My thing is, if you know that you wasn't doing your job, you're fixed. You're fixed. Pack your bags, get your desk together, get your little cubicle together, get the fuck. And now with us finally reaching the part of the timeline where a decent amount of Americans understand that the Republican Party is full of shit. Right? The Republicans are also really feeling the heat. And now everybody wants to fight it. Everybody wants to do their job now. Just like how all of a sudden the Supreme Court is starting to talk about how they want to look into some of the tariffs that President Trump first imposed during the beginning of this year to see if they're actually legal. Everybody wants to do their job now because these same Republicans all of a sudden are now wanting to advocate for affordability. Now they want to talk about making things affordable. And I'm trying to understand, were you not hired to represent the people? Were you not hired to represent your people? So why was that never a part of the agenda? Why was that never part of the plan? Why are you now trying to push that like now? To the point where even J.D. Vance is now starting to talk about it, saying that Republicans need to focus on affordability, calling it the metric by which we'll ultimately be judged in 2026 and beyond. They're realizing that 2026 is over for them. They're about to lose the Senate. They're about to lose the House. And the crazy thing about it is when you were in the position finally to have control over all of these things, you should have made it a priority to make the people happy, to literally make the people happy, even see if you could convert some Democrats into changing parties. You understand? That's how good you should have been considering that you had control over everything. But all you guys did was show. And now anything considered or remotely, connected to red, to Republican, nobody wants anything to do with you guys anymore. You've completely up your brand, your party. And I don't know, maybe the only thing that you could possibly do is distancing yourself from President Trump. That's what you would have to do. You would have to publicly denounce this man as your leader. That's what you would have to do. But here's the thing, we still not going to go for it. None of us believe you.
I want to share something very inspiring and very beautiful with you guys. Last year, around Christmas time, one of my subscribers decided to gift me with one of their very best, beautiful masterpiece, a book. Come Back to Me, Eva. And I must say, it took me quite some good time before getting hold of it. But earlier this year, I was able to fully have it in my possession. And by the title, I thought just like any other normal love story. Boy, was I wrong. I was indeed. Because as soon as I started reading this masterpiece, my everything got glued. Come Back to Me, Eva is more than just a love story. It is a tale of a young black girl trying to navigate her childhood in Canada, but also trying to learn, understand, and discover her family roots, culture, and history. This story is both touching, therapeutic, and healing, especially to some of us that have dealt or still dealing with some sort of abuse and trauma. But besides that, this book is just a whole lot of adventure and I would recommend it to your read. It is on Amazon. The title is Come Back to Me, Eva. And I'm going to put the Amazon links in the description of this video. It's by a Black Canadian author and her details are going to be provided as well. Please check it out because this is great storytelling at hand.
Listen to what I just heard Mike Johnson say. They are afraid because of the election results last night. They're afraid of the midterms.
He has raised almost $2 billion of campaign funds himself since his election, over the last 9 months. He's going to invest heavily to ensure that we keep the House majority because the president knows, and he and I talk about this almost daily, he knows if we don't win this midterm, everything is on the line. He is dialed in on that. He is 100% motivated. He's actually excited about this, and we are as well, and I think that's going to have a big difference next year.
Did you hear that? Mike Johnson just admitted that he and Trump talk every day that if Democrats win the midterms, that they will not only impeach Trump, that they will remove him, which means they know there's reason for removal. If that doesn't motivate everybody to vote Democrat in the midterms, I don't know what will.
Don't threaten us with a good time. Okay, sir. Also, it's not even just radical Democrats or anything like that. Your own people are turning against you. Your own voters are turning against you. Why? Because you guys are fucking over your own base. They thought they were voting for whatever bull you were spewing to them to get them to vote for you. And they are now finally getting the find out portion that we told them was going to happen. And they're not happy because you're kicking them over. So they're also helping to vote these people in. You did this to yourselves.
Mike Johnson just said that if the Democrats win the midterms, Donald Trump will be impeached and his administration will end. The very idea of being held accountable for the countless crimes all of these people have committed has them absolutely terrified. Just watch this.
If we lose the majority in the House, and this radical element of the Democratic Party were 2027?
It says everything that after being swept last night, the Republicans still can't get themselves to talk about fixing the economy or helping the American people. Their main priority is protecting Trump from any accountability. How pathetic is that? They know they were just exposed and the voters are fed up. We have proof of it now. The people are done with these games. They're terrified because they know they're about to lose power, and without that power, they can't shield themselves and Trump from all of the consequences of their actions. Imagine being so afraid of the voters that you publicly admit the democratic process will end your administration. That's a pretty good indication that the Republican Party is not doing anything to help the American people. What's crazy is they've spent years weaponizing impeachment, investigations, and outrage against the Democrats. But the second the tables turn and the voters make their voices heard, suddenly it's, they're coming after us. Yeah, welcome to accountability. That's exactly how democracy is supposed to work, and these people don't fear impeachment because they're innocent. They fear it because they know exactly what they've done, the abuse of power, the lies, the attacks on democracy and human rights. They know a Democratic majority will not turn a blind eye to everything they've done. They will shine a light on it.
2026 will be the most important election year in this nation's history. Why else do you think Republicans are so concerned about redistricting in the middle of a census cycle? Because they know the only way they can get what they want in 2028 is if they get the right people in place in 2026. If you are left-leaning, if you are blue, if you are liberal, if you are Democrat, everybody needs to get out and vote. I'm usually not like this, but this is the one. And I think one of the key states that we really need to focus on is Texas. To my Hispanic and Latino people, remember what they've been doing to you for the past 7 months. Also, the governor of Texas, Greg Abbott, is up for re-election in 2026. If y'all are trying to get him up out of there, this is the time to get him up out of there. Remember, in 2022, Beto didn't do that bad against him. And everywhere else, there just needs to be a blue wave. We see the job they've done when they have complete control of the Senate and the House. Republicans, you see how they don't listen to you as their constituents and what they do without your consent. You see that these people don't work for you. They work for the president. I don't even think it's an exaggeration to say this midterm election will make or break the nation. And if you're one of them lesser of two evils, one of those people that's going to withhold your vote out of some self-righteous BS that you on, get off of that right now. Your arrogance will destroy the nation. I know we need another party. I know we need better representation on all sides. But for this one cycle, all I need you to do is vote blue. It's for the sake of the nation.
None of this is going how they planned. Like, none of this shit is going how they planned. And I have been watching several think pieces, like people dissecting different parts of the plan that is failing. From the deportation to the economic plan, nothing is going the way that they planned that it would go. There's a video here on TikTok. I really could use you guys' help finding it. If you have seen it, please share it to me and tag me in it. There's a video detailing how one of the people who were involved, I don't want to say the co-authors, one of the people who were involved in Project 2025 recently fled the country, and he gave his reason. The reason why he was fleeing the country is that nothing is going as they planned. They didn't expect the pushback from the judges on deportation. They didn't expect the pushback from China on the tariffs to bankrupt the farmers here, because then China started buying beef and soybeans and all of that from Argentina. None of that was planned. That's why he keeps implementing the tariffs and taking them back. Aside from the insider trading and market manipulation that they were doing with the tariffs, they didn't expect this level of pushback from the international community on these tariffs. Nothing is going as they planned. They didn't expect this level of Democrat success on these elections. We're not even at midterms yet. Nothing is going as they planned.
Oh, Mike, you're trying to make it sound like a threat. It's not a threat. It's a fucking promise. It's funny that you're trying to scare everyone away from actual democracy. You're trying to scare everyone away from actual oversight. And you obviously understand that the moment that this president comes under any kind of actual scrutiny, he will not pass muster. Your fear, Snowflake, is obvious. Project 2026, it's undeniable.
I am so glad he understands the assignment. I don't think that man has ever spoke one truth in his whole life. Keep this on record. Share it with everyone. He told truths. Because yes, we will win. And on day one, you will hear the cries of justice.
States and blue cities voted blue. We all saw that coming.
Oh my God, that was a whole lot of, what's the word? Copium by Mike Johnson. Virginia, what happened? Governorship flipped. Georgia, Mississippi, Montana, mayorships flipped, school boards flipped, state assembly seats flipped. It was a blue tsunami nationwide. What happened yesterday made me grin from ear to ear, and I'm still grinning. I love those MAGA tears. Normally, I like to be a gracious winner, but come on. These people, the GOP, they've made tens of millions of American citizens, brown skin, scared of even going out on the street. I went to the grocery the other day, looked at a chocolate bar, $6, I put it back. Looked at a steak, $30 a pound, I put it back. Yeah, Donald Trump is turning me into a vegetarian and is curing my sugar tooth. The only people Donald Trump, the GOP, Mike Johnson are making happy are billionaires. I'm not a billionaire, neither are you. And the kind of white Christian who hates everyone else. So allow me to gloat. I can't get enough of these MAGA tears. Delicious. And for all those cynics who kept telling me, I saw those comments on social media, we'll never have a fair election again. What happened? We had a fair election yesterday, and Donald Trump, the GOP, went down. Turns out Donald Trump is about as popular as Ebola. And for those who kept complaining about the Democratic Party, the brand is no good, it's in the toilet, it'll never win again. What happened yesterday? BlueTsunami. You know, I'm not in love with the Democratic Party, to be honest, but it's the car that can get us there. Just as an aside, I took my car to my mechanic just this morning for its annual oil change. 2012 Toyota, looks like hell, paint is shot. And I said to my mechanic, can I keep this thing going for another 5 or 6 years? He said, no problem. That's the Democratic Party. Looks like hell, but it can get us back to democracy. What's the next step? We got to keep making MAGA cry with more protests and get ready for the midterm elections. And for those naysayers who say, we won't have an election, we will. But obviously, it won't be as fair as the one yesterday. It'll be more tilted. All that means is that we're going to have to work harder. Yeah, we can make more MAGA tears, which means we can bring back democracy. And yeah, come 2028, we can certainly get rid of Donald.
2028 is going to be a dogfight. I don't want to be the party pooper. We definitely have all the reason to celebrate with the fucking sweeping elections they had in Northeastern America, okay? But 2028 is going to be a dogfight. That's just, it's like something I'm passionate about. Like, I feel like we downplay what happened in January 2021. Yo, he did not do a peaceful transfer of power, and he's back in the Oval Office. I'm on the edge of my seat to see what kind of propaganda, lying bullshit they try to say happened. Fucking sweep victory Democrats just had. It's almost like when you spend the last 11 months doing what the fuck you want, the country doesn't want you in power. You want it to be where this guy wins, fucking how, against all odds or crumb of logic of sense or anything like that. And then you simply vote, and the elections are so like solidified, so concrete. You don't question it. You don't attack it. It's so believable. It's damn near perfect. That's just a clear indication we don't fuck with this and get the fuck. It's not that, and I don't know if it's ever been that, right? There's the argument that Abraham Lincoln ended slavery for political reasons, not because he truly saw how inhumane slavery was, right? This shows way the fact. What I'm trying to say is, for every victory we gain as we approach the next presidential election, we have to understand that shit is going to be a dogfight. And I pray to God that I'm only speaking figuratively. I don't get on here to fuck fearmonger. I get on here to be a part of all of the creators that are screaming endlessly, trying to make people aware as early as possible so that whoever runs in 2028 that tries to further this bit evil MAGA agenda, they don't get caught up in the, oh, I didn't know he was going to do all of this. Wrong. We yelled at you from 2025 to 2028, dummy. How did you not know? They are going to undermine elections. They are going to use AI to their advantage. There are people, millions of people falling for Sora 2 right now. MAGA's going to use that. You don't vote your way back to a democracy when it's a dictatorship. Votes don't fix a dictatorship. Can we swallow that now, pre-Christmas 2025? Before 2028 gets here, and then he says, oh, by the way, I'm fucking leaving the election, and then he goes in his fucking bunker. They want to put soldiers in every city for an immediate response team. Why the fuck do you think they want to do that?
Mike Johnson just said something that should make you very excited because it's one of the most positive things I've ever heard come out of his mouth. He said, if Democrats perform in the midterms like they just did on election night this week, then Donald Trump's not going to have a 4-year term. He's going to have a 2, and that should get you absolutely ecstatic because the Democrats are going to come in and immediately start the impeachment process. And I don't want to hear, oh, that's junk politics. They're just doing that. That's performative. No, this man has broken the law 100 times over. He is literally actively defying judges' orders right now over the use of SNAP money. He's spitting in the face of the Constitution day in and day out. This man has probably done 100 impeachable offenses. So yeah, Mike Johnson, it would be absolutely wonderful for Donald Trump to only be a 2-year president, because if and when the Democrats take back control of the House and control of the Senate this midterm cycle, they are going to put their foot on Donald Trump's neck and hopefully not take it off, because we have got to end this man's presidency right now. It's not vengeful, it's not vindictive, it's not bad politics. It is absolutely what needs to be done, because this man has been absolutely out of control, and it's time the Democrats, when they take control, finish the job.
If the midterms next year are anything like the 2018 midterms, then Democrats will definitely get control of the House, and they may even flip the Senate. And that would be a nightmare scenario for Donald Trump. All of the crimes that he has committed since taking office, all of the bribery schemes, the extortion, the kickbacks, selling pardons, I mean, on and on and on. Democrats would be in a position to be able to investigate all that. And let me remind you, we've talked about this before, bribery is a crime, and it is a crime for which there is no immunity for Trump. Remember, the Supreme Court's horrible immunity decision only applies to official acts. You cannot argue that bribery is an official act of the President of the United States, especially when you look at the impeachment clause. And there's only 2 offenses in the impeachment clause that are named as things that if a president does these things, he can be impeached and removed from office. That is bribery and treason. Bribery, treason, and other high crimes and misdemeanors. So that's one that's specifically named. So there's no way you can argue that bribery is an official act entitled to immunity from prosecution. So every act of bribery, he can be prosecuted for. He's scared to death of these things coming out. If Democrats, here's a good example. If Democrats have control of Congress, they can invite Jack Smith to testify and talk about his report and all the evidence they had against Donald Trump. I mean, it could get really, really bad for Donald Trump. And so I think he's panicked. I know he's panicked. He's friggin' panicked. And so I came across this tweet that he posted this morning, and man, it is bonkers. It shows you how panicked I think that he is. He's calling for the termination of the filibuster, not to reopen the government without Democrats. I don't think he gives a shit about reopening the government. I think he'd
Well, you are not alone tonight in this country if you disapprove of Donald Trump's presidency. A new poll finds the highest disapproval number that Donald Trump has ever had. If you disapprove of the job Donald Trump is doing as president, you are joined by 63% of Americans in that disapproval. That is 1 percentage point higher than the disapproval Donald Trump achieved in the same poll in the second week of January 2021 after he told a Trump-supporting mob to go to the Capitol and fight like hell. More Americans disapprove of Donald Trump tonight than they did after the January 6th attack on the Capitol. And you are not alone tonight if you disapprove of Donald Trump's handling of the government shutdown. You are part of the 61% majority who disapprove of Donald Trump's handling of the government shutdown. You are not alone tonight if you blame Donald Trump for worsening economic conditions. 61% blame Donald Trump's policies for worsening economic conditions. You are not alone tonight in this country if you think the country is moving in the wrong direction. According to a new ABC News poll, 2/3 of the country believes that. 67% say the country is moving in the wrong direction.
Michael Johnson has seen this movie before. When did you see that movie, Michael? Was it on an island? Perhaps. I think thee doth protest too much. Republican Party, if you actually reflected actual Christian values, love, compassion, do unto others as you would have done to you. Hi, Potty Mouth Pastor here. I think thee doth protest too much. Did you see that movie, or are you in it, Michael? It's not a Democrat movie. There might be a couple Democrats on the list, but I think thee doth protest too much. Republicans, you could pick up a lot of votes if you actually acted on Christian values. Love, compassion, kindness. You hate all of that. You don't know Christ, and you know what that means? He doesn't know you either. I said what I said. Michael Johnson, it's going to come out eventually. You could do the honorable thing, but we both know you're not going to do that. Don't come at the pastor, son, because there ain't no Christ in you. Christ don't know you. I said what I said.
All right, Speaker Mike Johnson just said that if Donald Trump is on the ballot for 2026, and if they lose the House, that Donald Trump would then only serve 2 terms because he would be impeached. That shit needs to happen right now. This country is a shit show. You can't travel. You can't find good employment. If you have a job, by God, you better not leave it. And this blue wave that's taken over shows how unstable the country is and how unhappy that people are with the Trump administration, because the Democrats are winning. Because people sees that this man has no clue what he's doing. He has all the wrong people. Mike Johnson needs to sit the fuck down and get off camera. He's wanting to blame the Democrats for this shutdown. No, this is a Trump shutdown because Donald Trump is wanting to play big dick in Washington. Both of them needs to go sit the fuck down and let the real people get in there and take control so we can get the damn people back flying in the air. We can get people employed. We can get shit down in the stores. But when you got Mike Johnson and damn Donald Trump and all his fucking cronies in Washington, they need to sit the fuck down and get out of Washington.
It's on the ballot.
Do I hear fear? You know what? He was on the ballot yesterday, too.
2026.
Hey, you little moon pie face schmuck. He was on the ballot last night, too. It's just that everybody that he endorsed lost. So, I hope that helps. Truly.
Oh boy, flight is written all over their faces, and I can completely understand, because soon as this fishing net lands the big fish, which is Trump, it is swallowing all of them, because all of them will be brought to book. Whatever they did, they're going to have to face the consequences. And that's why you saw a lot of them already curating plans to escape and run out of the country if things don't go their way. Him coming out to say these things, and he's not the only person. You've seen Trump to the rush. They are trying to put in place things just to make sure that things go their way. That is a sign that these people are not as powerful as they think. And actually, the more they continue to disrespect the American people, the more they are pissing their own voters. And once you piss your own voters, they will revenge. Even those that still love you, because you're doing things that, are literally undermining them, undermining their integrity, these people themselves will get you out. And the fact that these people are speaking and screaming the quiet part out loud, it's like the hand of the Most High is really, really trying to use them to cause their own downfall. Because if you are giving people the medicine, whatever plant and the roots. In Uganda, we say ekikolo neddagala, that they have given you the root, but they are not just giving you the root. They are giving you 2 things in one. They have given you the tree, right? And that tree is the same tree that has the medicine that you need. Therefore, you can take it and plant it, right? And it grows. You have 2. Yes, this is what these people are literally doing. They are giving the American people medicine and the tree, the source of it, that vote us out. Like, if it's not the hand of the Most High, then who? Who should this be? The fact that they are panicking, crazy, right? Panicking in broad daylight. And every person that has been asking themselves, we are helpless, what can we do, and all of that. This is the way to go. These people are literally copying Mamdani's, policies of talking about affordability. I thought that was the reason as to why you came to power in the first place. And this is, I think, where people need to listen so much, because it is so easy for them to literally run with other people's manifestos and tell you, oh, now we are focusing on affordability. That was the very same reason that these people came with. They came with affordability. We want to give American people cheap groceries. We want to give the American people cheap gas. We want to give the American people this and that, right? And they did not do any of that. That's why people voted them out, even in concrete red states. Americans decided to replace them. We have seen that there are so many first-time blue voters this time compared to all the other times that we have seen. So, just in case they think they are going to manipulate people, people can already see, they know that these people really can lie. And if the Dems and the people that are supposed to be coming in the midterm really work hard, well, the MAGA movement is not going to be anymore. Trump will be impeached, and that's why people are like, please don't give us hope. If you're not going to, if we are not going to live to see this happen. But I think you guys will. The more they continue to, play with American people, the more they are ruining it for themselves. Again, the way you're seeing everyone coming out, right, they are trying to cover their own tracks, because if their man is gone, they will not have anywhere to go to. They will have to literally also face the consequences. And at this point, everyone needs to have their eyes and antennas up. Why? Because you're seeing a lot of MAGA people that are trying to go against their government, are trying to point out, this is not what we have voted for, or we are supposed to be acting differently, trying to put the light there, here and there. They're trying to sway people to think that they are fully changed and they are for the people. Such people cannot be trusted. You don't change just like that. Some of these people are literally targeting midterms. For example, Marjorie Taylor, is it Green or something? She looks kind of like she's getting radicalized, and she looks like she's questioning things. And a lot of people are making videos talking about, I could never in a million years think that I would agree with such a person, this and that. Yes, they can say the right things simply because they know that's what you want to hear. And when the time comes for them to be voted for, you vote them again, and yeah, they turn into the thing that they always were. So, all of those are tactics. But American people have been given the tree, medicine, everything. Like, you have the root. There's no excuse anymore. Much as people are like, elections are not gonna work, they will work. They will work. By the way they are acting, you can already tell that they're afraid. But I want you guys to let me know what you think in the comment section about this very episode. Yes, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. I think for me for today, that's it. I do love all of you guys, and I want you to stay safe. May God watch over you and provide for you. 2026 is just around the corner. Yes, see you guys later. My name is Gracie. Bye.